Good evening. It's the 5th of August 2025 and it's 10 to 11. Tomorrow is an important day, but I can't reveal why. But you'll find out. I just wanted to do a little thank you video towards certain people. First and foremost, I'd like to thank this first electrician I worked with, called Tom. He won't see this, I imagine, but I still want to thank him. For those that don't know, I did a bit of work with two electricians, and the first guy was my age. He was kind enough to take me around on like a shadowing course. Well, not a course, but a shadowing experience. So I like kind of just watched him for free and stuff, and he even bought me lunch and dinner. Absolute top man. Anyway, I will have said this before, but the second one I worked with, I did a house rewiring with him, and he agreed to pay me like 200 quid for like 45 hours, which is already a massive underpay, but I was willing to do it because of the experience. I had no regrets on that front, by the way. I loved it, and it helped me find out that I was passionate about becoming an electrician and going down this route. Anyway, he did not seem to think it was important enough to pay me after we had agreed upon that. So, I completed this 40-hour week on top of my other job of like 25 hours. It was a busy week. And then I didn't get paid. So, yeah, it would begin with me like, he would say, oh yeah, I'll swing by where you work and drop it off, or I'll like transfer you it, blah blah blah. Hear nothing for like 2 weeks. Send him a little text saying, hey man, like, how you doing? Hope you're alright. Any update on like when you're gonna pay me? Plus all these other opportunities you promised, such as talking to like a master builder about, potential future work and stuff, etc., etc. More opportunities and more rewires. He mentioned 3, none which bloomed. Anyway, yeah, nothing. A month later, or about 3 weeks to a month later, I rang him up. Nothing. He rang me back saying he hadn't been paid yet by these guys. I was like, alright, fair enough. But he said, when I do get paid, I'll transfer you. Another month gone, and then he just stops replying. One more text, nothing. So then skip forward about 10 weeks. So this happened at the beginning of May, the rewire. Skip forward to about late August. No, sorry, late July, not late August. I speak to my first guy, Tom. Tom is outraged, and he's like, nah, I'd be fuming, like, that's just not on. I said, yeah, well, I am angry about it, but there's not really a lot I can do about it. Like, it just airs my calls and stuff. He said, let me speak to him. And, yeah, he like wrote him, no, he called him, and he basically said, oh, hi, I'm looking to take Ben on as an apprentice, and I heard you worked with him, what did you think? And he said, the first guy was like, the house rewire guy was like, yeah, I thought it was really good, really solid, like, I've got no, like, complaints. And And then Tom chimed in and said, well, Ben's told me you haven't paid him. Like, is there any reason you haven't? And he was like, oh, nah, like, I've just not had time. I've just been so busy, but I will pay the lad and stuff. And then he texted me saying, you know, I owe you some money. What's your details? I was like, wow. I did not expect to hear back from this guy. Fast forward another 2 weeks, or about a week and a half to a few days ago. I sent him one final follow-up text, basically saying something along the lines of like, hope you're doing well. Do you know what? I'm just gonna read what I put. You give me 1 second. Just said, hi Tom, it's Ben. I know you're busy every day, but can you just pay me for the work I did in May with you? It will not take long. I've already sent you the details. I know £200 might not mean a lot to you, but it does to me, and I worked 40 hard hours of manual labour for that. I deserve it. I know you've had your fair share of experience with employers not paying you fairly in the past, so you know what it's like. Please pay me for the work I've done. Cheers, Ben. And that, he texted me back saying he'd done it. But yeah, finally got paid. Fucking like, it's not on really, is it? I mean, but I'm just, you know what? I'm just happy I got paid, and I owe a huge thanks to Tom for like doing that, because I guarantee without him putting pressure as someone else in the industry with a bit more reputation, I would have just been fucked off, you know. So yeah, what have I learnt from that? Well, I've learnt to basically demand it in writing, or up front, or don't do it. Don't do an agreement like that at all. It's better not to get promised any money, rather than maybe promise some, because it is just disappointing when you don't get paid for your effort. And the mentality you assume for unpaid work is a bit different to the mentality you assume for when you're getting compensated for your hard work. Yeah. Absolute big thank you to Tom for that. Whew. Other than that, I'd like to just give a general thank you to my friends. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's quite a few of you, and you will know who you are. As of recent, just, you know, I think I've been in a bit of a low. It was funny because I was in a low, then I came out, and then I went back down for a bit. But yeah, basically thanks for having my back and talking me around a little bit, and, you know, hanging out with me, even though I was like fucking probably not a bundle of joy to hang around with, you know, but just know I appreciate it, and, you know, when it's my turn I'll be there as well. But yeah, honestly, a great set of friends. Amazing set of friends. I will obviously make more friends, but I don't feel the need to, and I won't make an effort and seek out the opportunity on that standpoint just to make friends. Like, if it happens, it happens, but I'm really happy with my current friends, and I don't feel like I'm missing anything, to be honest. So yeah, God bless, guys. Thank you.